Darkness falls, intro roars, old films you blocked. Hollow wars, from the crypt, tales arise. Yorkshire keep, cursed night skies. Friday night, fears embrace, eyes wide, arms race, grotesque past, shadows near, upon your with fear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams at night, vicious screams, endless fright. Legends told, torn to shreds. Yorkshire king, waking dead. Friday night, fears embrace, eyes wide, arms race, grotesque past, shadows near, upon your with fear, disappear, disappear. Specters haunt, screams at night, vicious screams, endless fright, legends told. Friday night, fears embrace, eyes wide, hearts race, grotesque past, shadows near, appointed with fear, disappear, disappear. Fears embrace, eyes wide, hearts race, grotesque past, shadows near, appointed with fear, disappear, disappear. Disappear. Evil laughs, bloody might, old and new, pure terror sight, keeps review, truth unveils, endless dread, no veil. Friday night, fears embrace, eyes wide, arms race, grotesque past, shadows near, upon your with fear, disappear, disappear. Disappear. Chloe, let be God, but we with you. Dot. Oh, there. Free. Phil.
Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek, and welcome to episode 138 of Friday Night Appointment with Fear. But we're having it on a Saturday this week because I wasn't well yesterday. I nearly wasn't well today as well. But I thought, sod it, we've got to get on with it. So this week we're doing House from 1985, the first of a franchise. I think there's 4 House films, is there? I've got a box set here. I could tell you care. I think there's 4. They haven't brought another one out, have they? Yes, 4. Anyway, yes, so we're doing the first one, House, which is the best one, to be honest. But before we start, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Sorry, I'm still a bit... I'm not 100%, and I could be burping a lot, more than normal, but we'll see how we go on. Right, we should be live on YouTube. Yes, we are. We should be live on Rumble. Yes, we are. And we should be live on Twitch. Don't know why I keep doing Twitch. Yes, we are. Explore the description. There it is. Explore the description for links such as merch and me books. Hang on, I'll get them out. Here they are. Me books. They're on Amazon Kindle and paperback. And other stuff. Me music channel and... See, I'm at it already. Look. My music channel and other stuff. Me social medias and all that. There's all links for social medias and stuff. So give them a look if you want to. Right, so I'm sure... Is there anything else? Become a member of the YouTube channel, then you get exclusive videos and early access videos and stuff like that. Even though I haven't done one for a while. But anyway, I will get round to it. And leave super thanks and super chats and all that stuff. Be hugely appreciated. Right. House from 1985. Directed by Steve Miner, who did Friday the 13th parts 2 and 3. He's done some other stuff as well, which I'm blanking on. I think he did Lake Placid, didn't he? Did he? Halloween H2O. Or is it H20? I always call it H2O, as in it's got something to do with water, which I don't think it has. But anyway, Halloween H20. Warlock, which is a great film in and of itself. I think he did Lake Placid as well, which is a cool film. It stars William Catt from the Greatest American Hero, a series which I've never seen. I've never seen a hint of it. I don't even know if it showed over here. But anyway, and George Wendt, who recently passed away. Norm from Cheers. Richard Moll of Night Court fame, even though I've never seen that either. And Kay Lenz as William Catt's missus or ex-missus. What else? Produced by Sean S. Cunningham, who brought us the Friday the 13th films. Music by Harry Manfredini, who also did a lot of the Friday the 13th films. At the budget of $3 million, grossed $22 million at the box office. So I think it was a pretty good success. It was released through Roger Corman's New World Pictures, and I think they were quite happy with it, to be completely honest. Right, so we'll get on with it. We're not going to watch the film, obviously, because YouTube will go mental. We're going to go through it in a series of stills. I'll try and remember the stuff I've gleaned from the behind-the-scenes stuff that's on the Blu-ray and the audio commentary, which I've probably forgot everything, I won't lie. Because I don't take notes. I try and think, I'll remember that, and I never do. But anyway, so we'll just get on with it. Right, so I'll pop myself down in the corner. I'm sure I've forgotten something. Never mind. Right, I'll put myself down in the corner. But first, I've got to get rid of them. There we go. And down I go, down there. And hang on. We full screen this baby and then add it to the screen. And we can begin. We can begin. On a Saturday night. Right, off we go. Is it going to come on? Is it going to come on? Is it? Yes, there we go. Here it comes. Just come straight on. Right, Sean S. Cunningham production, House. Not the greatest title sequence ever, is it? But the cover. Oh, do you get an alternative one? No, you don't. The original cover for the Blu-ray or for the VHS when it came out were great, but they've changed it for the Blu-rays. Now shows a picture of evil Ben. Who looks like Eddie from Iron Maiden, doesn't he? And the House. But the original one had what they call it? A disembodied hand. I'm going to say a decapitated hand, but you can't have a decapitated hand, can you? A severed hand pressing the doorbell, which doesn't happen in the film, but it was still a cool poster. Anywho, right, here we go. We begin. No, we're not. I thought we were going to go straight into it. William Catt, there we go, showing shots of the house, and Mary Stavin is in it as well, or is it Stavin? In the audio commentary, I heard it pronounced both ways. I think I was pronounced it Stavin. Anyway, right, here we go. We're at the house. Here it is. Oh my! During the credits, we get a little tour of the house, and I didn't notice when I was watching it earlier on. I was thinking, right, do we see the swimming pool? And I don't think we do. I think the starting here, the swimming pool's behind us. We'll get to that later. But this house where they filmed the exteriors of this house, should I say, doesn't have a swimming pool. So when you see the swimming pool in the film, that's actually in another location. So movie magic, right? So anyway, so we're going round the house. Here it is. And we're going to see a young chap pull up on his moped. He's a delivery boy. Here he is with an armful of groceries in brown paper bags. What is it with Americans and doing the shopping with brown paper bags? Carrier bags, bloody hell. Plastic ones. The stronger. Not better for the environment, but the stronger. There you go, directed by Steve Miner. I must admit, when I was younger, I used to think Steve Miner was one of my favourite directors because he directed these films that I really liked, like this and the Friday the 13th and Warlock and stuff like that. And I was get a little, it's a Steve Miner film. What has he done lately? I don't know. Let's have a look. Let me have a look. What else has he done that might get me excited? Let's have a look. Friday the 13th Part 2, Part 3, House, Soul Man, which I've never seen. Warlock, Wild Hearts Can't Be Broken, never heard of that one. Oh, I'm Forever Young, that's the Mel Gibson one, isn't it? That has everybody crying. My Father the Hero, Big Bully, Halloween, H20, although I always call it H2O. Yesterday, Lake Placid, Texas Rangers, the remake of Day of the Dead, which wasn't great. And Private Valentine, Blonde and Dangerous. I've never heard of that one either. Other credits, other stuff that were in but didn't direct. He was the second unit director on Night of the Creeps, which you've done, haven't we? On Friday Night Appointment with Fear. And other stuff. What TV has he done? Oh, he's done loads of TV. Oh, Wonder Years, Dawson's Creek. Oh, loads of stuff. Eureka, The Gates, etc. So there we go. Right. Anywho, where were we? Oh, yes. The delivery lad with his groceries. He's gone in and he says, Mrs. Hooper. I think there's several characters in this. Is it going to? There we go. Named after horror directors or people to do with horror films. I think. I could be wrong. I don't know. Because they didn't say in the commentary or in any of the documentaries. They kind of suggested it. I think they said it maybe, but they're not sure. So Mrs. Hooper, obviously Toby Hooper, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, etc. And there's another one. I'm trying to think now. There's another one. Oh, I've forgotten. We'll get to it. I'm going to have to look it up. There's another one. That's an obvious one, and I've forgotten what it is. No, it doesn't say. I thought there were two. And I can't remember what it was. Anyway, never mind. Right, in he goes. To the scary house. By the way, the outside, we see the outside there. By the way, this was filmed at obviously a real location, and it still looks pretty much the same. I will show you. What the heck? Right, so hang on. Just let me get rid of this. I found it on Google Street View. So just let me minimise that. Just bear with me. I think my son's going to call me now. Here it is. Pop it back up. There it is. It looks like now. Well, in 2022. Pretty much the same, isn't it? There's slight differences, different, doorways and stuff. Can I add this back up? Hang on, where have I put it? There it is. Look at the difference. Check out the differences, can't we? I will shrink it down a bit. Right, so what's different? It hasn't got the pointy bits on, has it, up there? But that's exactly the same. That's it. The porch is different. It's not as grand, is it? And that's about it, really. That's about it. It didn't have... Hang on, where are we? Where have I put it? that path there, it didn't have that path when they originally got to the location. They wanted a path straight to the road. They didn't have one. I'm guessing it just had a path going to the side because there's a garage round the side, round the back. So they made one out of plywood. They made one out of plywood and painted it to make it look like concrete or paving flags, paving stones, whatever you want to call them. But it's actually plywood. So there we go. But obviously, in the intervening years, they have actually had a proper path put in. So there we go. And no fence or wall there anymore. Just a hedgerow. So there we go. Right. Back to the film. Right. Back to the film. Anyway, as I was saying, so that's the exteriors. The interiors actually on a sound stage. All the interiors were filmed on a sound stage. We get flashbacks to Vietnam, which were also filmed on the sound stage, apart from one, and I haven't been able to find where it is. But we'll get to that. But anyway, so this was filmed on the Desilu stages. They weren't called that at the time. I think the year before it had been changed. It had been bought out by another company. I can't remember what it was. Was it Renmar, something like that? Excuse me. Yes, the Renmar Studios, which used to be the Desilu Studios, but I don't think it was. I don't think Star Trek were filmed there. Although that was produced by Desilu, wasn't it? But anyway, never mind. Right, so in he goes. Right, so anyway, so he's wondering where Mrs. Hooper is, and he hears a noise upstairs. There we go, clattering. He hears a noise. Up he goes to the scary upstairs. It's a 2-story set, by the way. Basically, just the entire house they built inside in the studio. And in he goes, and they go, "It's me, the grocery boy." So in he goes, faint thud, and there we go. He sees Mrs. Hooper swinging, and he goes running out. Hang on, we'll see that again. There we go. Screams and runs off. Mrs. Hooper swinging. Susan French plays Mrs. Hooper. The late Mrs. Hooper. You can tell she's on a. That's totally slack, isn't it? It's not tight round the neck. You can tell she's on a harness. She's got her shoulders up. But anyway. And then we cut to a funeral. He gets on his scooter and goes off. Presume tells the police. Oh, pardon me, burping. I don't know what I've eaten, but it's upset me. A funeral in the rain, and there we're introduced to Roger Cobb, played by William Catt. I'm not sure where Roger Cobb comes from. You know, I said named after horror directors or people to do with horror films. I was thinking Roger maybe came from Roger Corman of New World Pictures, maybe. I don't know. Cobb, the only Cobb I can think of, is either Lee J. Cobb, who played the detective in The Exorcist, or Ron Cobb, the production designer for like Alien and stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know. Or it could just be totally random. I don't know. So the funeral of Aunt Elizabeth Hooper. There we go. Saying, she wasn't crazy. Everybody thought she was crazy, saying she wasn't crazy. My wife, she's crazy. So anyway, so there's the funeral. And then we see Roger Cobb's an author. Is at a book signing. And this, hang on, let's go back again to the... oh no, there we go. This bit here just reminds me, this scene here, it's like from a David Lee Roth video, isn't it? I'm trying to think of one now. I'm trying to think of one. I'm blanking. When he went solo, he did Yankee Rose and stuff. That began with people in the shop? I'm sure it did, or is that a different one? And they were like coming up to camera like that, really close to camera and being all freaky. But I don't know if you were inspired by this or the other way around. I don't know. But anyway, they're wanting books signed by him, and I said these are his biggest fans. But he thinks they're all nutters. Great book, man. And we learn his next book gonna be his personal experiences in Vietnam. So this fella goes, great. Nobody wants to know about that, do they? Then he sees his latest book is Blood Dance, which apparently has been out over a year. He had another book out as well, which apparently you can see here somewhere, but I can't make it out, which is in the trivia, and I forgot what it is. It's called something else. Something to do with a sword. I can't remember. Sword of Bad. Yeah, Sword of Bad. Anyway, so there's another woman in the queue saying, asking about his wife, who's an actress played by Kay Lenz. But we learned that they're divorced now. They're divorced because we learned that his son disappeared. They were living at the house with his aunt, and his son disappeared. We're going to see all that shortly. But anyway, there you go. Who are these lunatics? He asks quietly. Says, they're your biggest fans. Oh dear. Right, so he's been told if he doesn't get a book to his publisher by the end of the month, they're going to ask for their what they call it, advance. They're going to ask for their advance back. Anyway, I don't know where this was filmed either. Tell you, blooming IMDb filming locations. Sometimes it's amazing, isn't it? It gives you a big, massive list of all the places where filming took place, and then other films or TV shows. It's very sketchy. It just says Los Angeles and Monrovia. The only address it gives is for the house, and I think the place where the swimming pool might have been. But I'm not sure because it's changed now. It looks different. So, but I'm guessing that might be it. But anyway. So, right, he's going home. There you go. His freezer's full of TV dinners. I don't think he knows how to make a TV dinner. This is not how you do them nowadays, anyway. He just gets it out of the freezer and just throws it in the microwave, box and all. Look, just throws it in and puts it on for 30 minutes. I don't know. It's not like that now, is it? Nowadays, you take it out of the box and put blooming holes in the plastic and then put it in for like 7 minutes, then peel it back, give it a stir, cover it up, put it back in, another 6 minutes or whatever, you know. Maybe it's different in America, maybe it was different in the 80s, I don't know. But anyway, as you can see, 30 minutes, it'll be black and charred, won't it? Anyway, here he is with his computer. Don't ask what sort of computer it is. Do we get a good look at it? 1985. There's a lot of money there, isn't there, I bet, on that computer. A few $1,000s. Tell you, she'll be using a typewriter, shouldn't it? Ding! With paper coming out and everything. Anyway, one man's story, personal account of the Vietnam War. This is where we get like flashbacks. Anyway, he phones up the police to ask, the FBI or whatever, to ask if there's been any news about his son. I'm not sure if it tells us how long his son's been missing. It's been a while, but I don't know if it tells us exactly how long. But he's been in touch with the CIA as well, apparently. Don't know why, but he's asked not to get in touch with the CIA again. Can you just get in touch with the CIA? I don't know. Are they in the phone book? Anyway, the phone rings. He puts the phone down, and then the phone rings, and it must. I don't know. Does it have caller ID on? I don't know. Maybe he just knows who it is going to be. So he puts music up, and he's pretending he's having like a party. And it's his wife phoning up. There she is, the lovely Kay Lenz. I say lovely. She's one of these women that's sort of like weirdly attractive. Anyway, whatever. So she's at some awards ceremony. I can't speak. But she didn't win. But she's phoning up to see how he is, and he's saying he's gone back to the house, or he's going to move back to the house. That's it, or he's thinking of it, something like that. So she says, don't do it. And then he says, I've got to get back to the party. He says to her, he's not having a party. Got to get back to the fellas. He's having a poker game or something like that. And then he says, I'm such a jerk. Right, he's going to have a nightmare now. There he is. We're in Vietnam. Oh, no, we're not. Yeah, well, we are. We're in Vietnam. He's having a nightmare about his son on a grave, look. And then something's going to come out of the grave. Carrie style. There it is. A scary hand, and he wakes up. Right, packing a bag. Right, he's going to the house. Here he is in his Volvo. Is it a 740? They were the big ones, weren't they, the 740s? I had a 343 and a 345 Volvo. I think it was the 740s. I don't know. That was the other one. Yes, I just remembered. they mentioned it in the commentary. Craven, isn't it? Is after West Craven. There you can see Craven Realty exclusive, named after West Craven. Maybe. Anyway, we're going to meet Michael Ensign now, who plays the realty man. He's been in loads of stuff. He's been in Star Trek and stuff like that. He's got one of those faces. He was the hotel manager in Ghostbusters as well, wasn't he? Here he is. He just thinks he's showing Roger around the house, and got enough. Is it a bad neighbourhood? But lots of locks on the doors. Anyway, here he is, and he tells him, he were raised there. His aunt raised him when his parents died. We don't know how his parents died. Did the house kill him? Don't know. But anyway, so there they are, looking round. Right, this is where we're going to see the pool. Now, as I said, the pool is not in the same location as the house. So they built this wall and this fence. Well, they built the wall and fence all around at the front and back of the property, probably to give, some continuity. So we see a similar wall to this at the front, don't we? And they've got one at the back. And then at the other location, they're going to go to the pool now. There it is. They built another one just to show that it's supposed to be the same location, but it's not. And I think this, I could be wrong, is the... I'll show you. Actually, I've forgotten what it's blooming called. No, not that one. Oh, pardon me. I'm telling burping. It's this place. Doheny Mansion. And I'm guessing this must be the pool, but it's obviously it's changed. It's changed now. You can see a picture of it. Where is it? Is it here? It's a photo there of the pool area. So I guess this may be the area. I don't know but the pool's a different shape now, isn't it? Obviously, but that's all I can think of is that they used the pool of this mansion, but over the years it's a different shape now. They've obviously had the pool done, or maybe it was somewhere else. I don't know. Maybe it was around here. I don't know. But yeah, it's not there now. Is that pool? Is it? That pool's not there now. So they either filled it in or moved it. I don't know. But that's the only other location mentioned in the IMDb filming locations. So anyway. So he's looking at the pool, and the pool is where his son disappeared. He saw him in the pool, and he just vanished. Right, so he's out. All right, we're having a flashback now of how his son disappeared. He's trimming the trees and stuff, and his son was playing with his cars. Then he's disappeared, and he goes looking for him. Where is he? And he's asking his wife Sandy, "Where's Jimmy?" And for some reason, apparently, Jimmy, who we see there, don't ask me the name of the actor, the young man who plays him, but they had twins for him, Eric Silver and Mark Silver, for legal reasons, it says, and I've no idea why, because he's not in it that much. There's another kid in it later on called Robert. They didn't have twins for him. But anyway. So, anyway. I don't know why they had to have twins for Jimmy, because he's not in it that much. Isn't it more towards the end? But anyway, there he is. He seems to be struggling in the pool. There we go. Something pulls him under. And Roger jumps in, and he's just vanished, and he doesn't know where he's gone. An area of bilocation in the swimming pool, it seems. Right. So, and then they go and look in the garage or whatever it's supposed to be. For some reason, there's a map of South America on the wall. Don't know why. Don't know why. I don't know if this is on the actual location or if this is in the studio. I don't know, but they put a map of South America on. Maybe because his uncle, before his uncle died, did a lot of hunting and fishing and stuff. So maybe he went to South America. Don't know. The realty man is saying, he's telling him, you could rent this out or live here and rent out the big house. And he picks up a harpoon. Where's Josh Temple when we need him? But he says, anyway, he accidentally fires it. There we go. Roger. Arrow twangs. Is it an arrow or is it a crossbow bolt? Don't know. Not crossbow. Harpoon. Whatever. nearly kills Roger. By the way, it is a horror comedy. By the way, did I mention that it is a horror comedy? It's not a serious film, although there are serious things in it. It is mostly a comedy. It's light-hearted, but it is still a lot of fun. And we learn that his aunt were a painter. She were an artist, and she painted some weird, surreal imagery. And here we see there's obviously a sink with blood coming out. I'm presuming that's supposed to be his aunt looking into the bedroom closet, and there's a clock. Notice it says midnight on the clock. These are clues. These are clues. There's a rope, because that's where she hanged herself. In the film, he says hung herself. They always get it wrong, don't they? Even Picard got it wrong. But we can see there's a cloth, a rag, covering up part of the painting. We'll find out why later. Oh, there's another watch on a chain, although that I don't think we ever see a watch on a chain. But anyway, never mind. Maybe just needed to fill up a bit of space. Anyway, and another flashback. They're telling the police about the son's gone missing, and here comes Aunt Elizabeth being deliciously mental. The crazy smile she's got. And there we go. They put an APB out to find his son. Obviously, they've still not found him. She tells him it's the house. The house took him. And she shouts at him, "You shut up, you old bat!" and runs off screaming. She says, "Touchy." So and then he says to the realty man, "I'm not selling. I'm gonna stay here for a while and get some work done." So he says, "Whoa!" So it's a bit put out, obviously. So he leaves the keys. Will they still have to pay him? There'll still have to be fees, won't there? Even though he's taking the house off the market. Anyway. Apparently they spent 5 weeks or 5 months? I can't remember. I think it was 5 weeks doing up the front of this house. I've seen it somewhere. By the way, I said it's a horror comedy. It was the original script by I've forgotten his name, Fred Decker, who would go on to do Monster Squad and Star Trek Enterprise and other stuff, RoboCop 3. It was a straight horror film, and then it had the rewrites by Ethan Wiley, and they turned it into a comedy. Anyway, where were I? How many weeks did it take? I've seen it somewhere. 4 weeks. About 4 weeks modifying the exterior. I'm guessing adding the pointy bits to make it look a bit more, I don't know, wicked. And a more grandiose porch area. Anywho, so here we are. Cricket's singing. There we go. It still hasn't started, has it? He's just sat there reminiscing, but not typing anything. But anyway, he's hearing noises. Oh, he looks at. Apparently, this fish here is something his uncle caught. We never see his uncle. I presume he's one of these photos. His uncle caught it. It was a record-breaking fish for a long time. But there's a skull that. Is that from a fish? I have no idea. Is that a shark skull? I have no idea. I don't know what that's from. But it looks terrifying, whatever it's from. And he cuts his finger on it. There's Roger. There we go. So the house has his blood. Or something. There we go. Anyway, here's a noise. So he goes and checks upstairs. And I was watching earlier on. I noticed. Never noticed it before because I'm totally rubbish. I noticed you can see his reflection in this mirror here. And I was thinking, it'd be cool if the reflection was doing something different to what he's doing there, but it doesn't. So this time when I was watching it, I was thinking, wouldn't it be cool if like I say, it did something different to what the actual Roger did. But it doesn't. So anyway, off he goes, and he goes into the room where his aunt hanged herself in a minute. He sees his son's old room. There we go, with his wagon bed. And then we go into another room. He sees his aunt. And she tells him, the house, it knows all your fears and stuff like that. The house will get you, it'll win because it knows everything about you. And then we see that leave while you can, she warns, and then jumps and disappears. So it's just a ghost. And he's like, what's going on? So he's going to take some of his Valium. There we go. Prescribed to Roger Cobb. Take one. What else has he got in here? By the way, got some Vicks Vapor Rub. Good stuff, is that? Anyway, whatever. But I don't think he takes any, but he puts it back. We never see him take it. Later on, he gets his Valium out again, and then he's interrupted before he takes one. Anyway, he's decided he's going to sleep in his son's old bed. So there we go. Oh, wow, I think earlier on we'd seen all the lights in the house come on as well. That might be later, because the lights are going off now, aren't they? Right, next morning, a dog is in his bin, so he chases it off. And then we see Mary Stavin jogging down the road. There she is. Former Miss World. I think she's Swedish, isn't she? And I hate her character in this film. I think she's terrible. She's hateful. But obviously, former Miss World, she's very beautiful. So they're all taken with her beauty. So he's smiling at her. And we see she goes into this house. And, this house is actually... It is actually there on the other side of the road from... I will show you. From here, if you turn round and just go down here a bit, it's that house there. As you can see there. There you go. It's that house there that she goes into, isn't it? 332 Melrose Avenue. And that's Roger's house there. This is Harold's house here. We're going to meet Harold now, George Wendt. But, so there we go. Right, where were we? She goes in there, gives him another look and a smile, and then we go, she's pretty, eh? So this is where we're introduced to, there we go, to Harold Gorton, and I'm trying to find out if that's from a horror film, or if they're a director called Gorton, or anybody, but I couldn't find anything, so, and then he has this, puts his foot in his mouth, says, hey, it's great to have a new neighbour. There we go. I'll just play it because it's just so funny.
Woman lived here before you was nuts. Biggest bitch under the sun. Just a senile old hag, really. Wouldn't be surprised if someone just got fed up and offshore, you know what I mean? She was my aunt. Heart of gold, though.
Put his foot in it straight away. Anyway, so he's saying he's living there, and he's introduced, and he says, I'm a writer, and then he says, Roger, are you Roger Cobb? He says, yes, and he just happens to have an old copy of one of Roger's books in his back pocket. I'm your biggest fan. But he never says it again, so I don't know if this is just a genuine encounter, or if he knew, maybe, I don't know, but anyway. So, there you go. So he wants to be there, because there's the book, the pages of the book. He says it's a bit beat up. But he hasn't got a pen for an autograph. So he says, well, we'll do this later. I've got to go in and get back to my solitude. So, anyway. So, in he goes. Right, back to his computer. I don't know if he's written anymore. I don't know. But he's back to reminiscing again. Here he is with his squad back in Vietnam. We always think of Vietnam in being the 60s, don't we? But I mean, maybe this was, I don't know. But obviously, they were there until 1975, weren't they, with American soldiers? But so this could be 1975 for all we know. Anyway, there's Richard Moll as Ben, a big, the big ox of the troop, and a practical joker. And I think for some reason he's Roger's best friend in the troop. Anyway, he sees that there's baddies coming here. They are Viet. Charlie's shooting at him. So in a firefight, there we go. Shooting back, and he's having a little smile at Ben. Goes running after him because he likes war. War, it's fantastic. Anyway, there's a film on the TV that he's watching. And I don't know what film it is. And they didn't know in the audio commentary either. Because they were saying, what film is this he's watching? And nobody knew. And I've tried looking up, and it doesn't say in the IMDb trivia what film this is they're watching on... what film he's watching on the TV. I don't know. So if anybody knows what film this is, let me know. If you want. If you don't want to, don't let me know. I don't know. But he turns the TV off, and then a weird thing happens. Hang on, I've gone past it now. He turns the TV off with the remote. There we go. Turns it off with the remote. And then he looks up and hears his son laughing. There we go. This is Jimmy. In the window, a ghostly image of his son. And then he just picks up the remote and turns his son off. Like that. What? So I guess, is this to show that he may be losing his marbles a little bit? Anyway. Is it all in his head? Or is it really happening? Is this the real life? Is this just fantasy? He may be caught in a landslide in a minute, but we'll see. Right, here's a noise again. So he's going looking round upstairs. What does he see this time? You know what? I can't remember. What does he see? I can't remember. Goes into I think this is the room, isn't it, where his aunt hanged herself. Oh, yes, here's a noise from the bedroom cupboard. Notice the clock there, it's 10 to 12 on the clock. There we go, he's going to have a look in the bedroom cupboard. I think he does he doesn't open it yet, he's going crazy, walks away, goes back to the cabinet, brushes his teeth, and then goes back, 12 o'clock. He opens the closet. I call it a cupboard, didn't I? It's not a cupboard, it's a closet. Nothing in there, I think. There we go. Nothing in there, obviously. Then the clock, the grandfather clock that we saw in the painting. There it is. Strikes midnight. Dong. And so he thinks, oh, I should have a look now. And there we go. And a big monster comes out. But not before you see the wall buckle. Obviously, this is all a set, obviously. And I don't know if they didn't do it. They should have done it as a one-shot, shouldn't they? I don't know if they could or not, but it'd have been cool, wouldn't it? There are some other shots later on in the film that are done as one-shots, where, it's all the pan away, pan back, or don't pan away at all and something's changed, They obviously moved things about behind the scenes. And they should have done here, but they cut away to the clock, didn't they? So, anyway, never mind. He opens the closet door, and a big monster comes out. This is the war demon. There we go. It comes out. 18 feet long, operated by, I think, 12, 15 people, something like that. All the technicians on things going... Anyway, it comes out, and it scratches him, it grabs him, and he forces it back in the cupboard. Like I said, before he does that, you see the wall move. See if it shows it. Up here somewhere, I'm pointing. Up there somewhere, you see the wall move. Obviously, they're doing something behind there, aren't they? Watch. Yep. See how it walks. Yep. Anyway. It's the war demon. It's supposed to be represented, because it's got all different faces on. Does it show it in this? We see it again later on. There we go. It's got all faces on of people that he knew that died in Vietnam and all that stuff. Right, so he's having a delivery now. The Amazon man's coming, even though Amazon didn't exist back then. Got lots of equipment. He must be a successful author. He's got cameras and video recorders and stuff and lights. And there we go, he's getting ready to... he's doing a dry run now. He's going to film whatever comes out of the cupboard. So he pulls the string. He's just doing a dry run now and goes running downstairs, jumps down the last flight of steps. By the way, William Cat did a lot of his own stunts, by the way. And comes out the front door, and there we go, baseball slides. On the plywood path. Oh dear. And meets Harold, who I'm presuming is letting his dog poo on Roger's lawn. Hey, Roger, what are you doing? Hang on, do we see it? There he is. Or at least we. So they say, he's a good guy, is Harold, and he wants to help Roger, but I don't know. I don't know, but would a good guy walk their dog on the neighbour's lawn? I don't think so, but that's what he's doing. Anyway, he says, I'm working on my book. He says, oh, right, fair enough. I've got to get back inside, so see you later. And he says, oh, Writing sounds like a lot of fun, doesn't it? And there he looks out. William Catt's got these great expressions in this film. Right, so he's going to have another go, and he's about to photograph this monster, but he doesn't get a chance because Harold comes in just as he's about to pull the string, the rope. 1, 2, 3, hinges creak. Oh, that's it, yeah. It's not working. It's not midnight. It's not midnight. Yes, I forgot about that. So he turns the lights off, then he goes down. Then the clock strikes midnight, so he goes running back up, sets everything up, he's about to do it, and then Harold walks in with food and beer. They go brought over a midnight snack. So they go downstairs. This is where he tells him that he's seeing things, the house is haunted, and he's seen a monster or a ghost, and so he says, that's what all the cameras are for. Oh, so you're gonna take pictures of it? Cool. And he asks Harold if he thinks, do you think I'm Looney Tunes? And he says, no, you're not. So you've been to Vietnam, you've lost your only child, you're divorced, or your wife left you. Bound to have a few marbles rolling about in there, but as he says, he seems fine. But anyway. So he tells him, and but obviously he doesn't believe it. He says, if you see it, get a picture of it, I'd like to see it, because I've not seen a ghost, at least not since I was a kid. But anyway, and then he grabs Roger's phone book. He grabs that on the way out, and he phones up Sandy. Here she is. There she is answering the phone, and he says he tells her that he's worried about Roger. Roger's just moved in next door to the old house, and he says he's seeing ghosts and stuff like that, and he said she should check on him. So she says, I can't, I'm working, I've got to be on set at 6:30. He says, well, I'll keep an eye on him then, and she's going to phone him up. But he doesn't answer the phone. There you go, phone's ringing. But he's still working on his book, in his devil's chair. I've just noticed that. And now he's having another flashback to Vietnam. Nobody wants to take point, but Ben says he'll take point, and obviously Roger's got to go with him. So off they go. And then I think they're going to encounter the Viet Cong in a bit. Because what happens next is crucial to what's happening to Roger. Because it's not... The main thrust of the story for this is Roger's... What happened to Roger in Vietnam and Ben and his son... not necessarily to do with the house itself. The house, I don't know, helps manifest these things. But anyway. Right, so what's happening now? He sees one of Jimmy's cars, and then I think this fish starts moving. There it is, the fish starts moving. In a minute. There you go, it looks at him and it starts moving. And he beats it up. It's like an early Billy Bass, isn't it? But it's not singing. Right, so he's going to get the shotgun and some shotgun shells, and he's going to... but then all the gardening equipment comes to life and chases him into the house in a minute. Hang on, where are we? Oh, for Pete's sake. Here we go, he gets out through the door, and then... somehow they get out of there and... follow him into the house. We don't see how, but they do. Right, so he goes into the house and basically blows a big hole in the fish, as we'll see. There we go. Kaboom! Blows a big hole in this fish. And then he covers it up with a red towel. Does it show it? No, it doesn't show it here, does it? It covers it up. There, showing it now. A red blanket. And they use the red blanket to cover it up because... I'll get past that. Because it was filmed, obviously, films aren't filmed in order. And a lot of the films, a lot of the scenes, which were supposed to be where the fish had been shot with a big hole in it, hadn't been done yet. So that's why they used the red blanket to cover it up, that it hadn't been shot yet. Anyway, he gets his Valium out, and then something distracts him, clattering on the door, and he drops them all in the sink. And he opens the door, and it's all the gardening equipment's there again. Don't know how it escaped from the shed. Oh, pardon me, I'm at it again. But anyway, it's chasing him round. And then he sees Sandy's there. And she says, I've been worried about you. And then, all right, he drops a, what is it? One of them, yeah, what do they call them? Shotgun shell. Drops that. And she bends down to pick it up. But when she gets back up again, she's a monster. They call her the witch. It's a witch monster. So they have a bit of a fight, a bit of a tussle. There we go. He gets knocked over. Grabs the shotgun, blows her away. Blows her away. There we go. Shoots her twice. She goes out of the house. Blows her out through the doors. But then when he looks, it's Sandy's wife in a minute. But then that noise, obviously the noise of the shotgun going off, wakes up Harold. Looks out and sees Roger there with the shotgun. And he phones the police saying he's reporting a suicide attempt. But anyway, I'm going to say something else and I forgot what it was now. Oh, the effects. The effects were done by a young fella. And I've forgotten his name because I'm terrible. Where are we? Where is it? Where does it say it? Bum. Oh, I can't remember his name now. Let's have a look. James something. Special effects. James Cummins, who I think passed away at a young age. I think it's him. Let me check. Yes, he passed away in 2010. So we were only 51. A bit, I think. Yeah, when he passed away. But he did all the creature design in this film. Did James Cummins, the late James Cummins. Anyway, back to the film. There he goes, reporting it to the police, and he sees that she's turned, the witch has turned back into Sandy. Sandy, can't you see? Anyway, picks her up. He goes, oh no, Sandy, I've killed you. And he picks her up. He hears sirens. That's it, he hears sirens. So really quick police in this area. And he just shoves her under the stairs. There he goes, says, no one will see you in here. It can't be you. He's thinking the house is playing its tricks. Anyway, so he sets everything right. And he goes cleaning his shotgun on the porch. Here they are. The police. Got your license, buddy. So he puts the gun down. And this is where we're introduced to two policemen. There's obviously another two back there. But there's Stephen Williams, who you may know from the X-Files. He played X in the X-Files, the fella that replaced Deep Throat, didn't he? We're also in one of the Friday the 13th ones. He played that, like, I forgot his name now, Crichton something or other. A weird character. And this fella, can't remember his name, but he became the mayor of Fresno. I will tell you his name in a minute. I'll know it when I see it. Alan Autry. I think that's who it is, yes. Alan Autry. Became the mayor of Fresno at some point in real life. Anyway, so he says, oh, yeah, I'm sorry, we're going to have to give him a citation. He says, they were cleaning the gun and it went off. And then he says, oh, you're Roger Cobb, aren't you? And, they know about his son going missing and all that. And he thinks they're going to ask for an autograph. He says, can I use your bathroom? So anyway, they end up in the house. Obviously, Harold follows them in at some point. There you go. Asks for a coffee, so he makes some coffee. He says, I hope instant will do. Yes, it will, because you're getting instant. And Justin's here. Hey, good sir. Hope you're feeling better. I am a bit better. I'm not 100% to be honest, but I'm a bit better. I'm a bit burpy. More than normal. Something's still in there. But anyway. Where were we? So he's making them coffee. Then picks up the... he drops some shotgun shells on the kitchen floor and he picks them up and blah, blah, blah. Oh, he goes back out and sees that Stephen Williams is looking at some of Aunt Elizabeth's paintings, and we see that somebody being attacked by gardening equipment, which we've just seen happen in the film with Roger. But anyway, so they're going now. Oh, the police. But oh God, tell you, bloody hell! And off they go. Right, so he's now got to. He looks round. Oh, his shotgun's disappeared, by the way. He was seeing them out, and then he looked round and went, "Where's my gun gone?" And they all went, "Pardon? It's nothing." And the little door under the stairs has opened up a bit, and she's not there anymore. And he hears noises upstairs, so up he goes. He sees the closet door close. We don't see what closes it, but as he comes into the room, he's picked up a big poker. We see the witch behind him with the shotgun. But then we see this wide shot here. There's nobody there next to them, so this witch is obviously very light on her feet, because Pete's sake, bloody! And then suddenly she's there behind him and clonks him with the butt of the shotgun. She's going to shoot him. And she's saying in a squeaky voice, "You'll never find your son, Roger. He's dead." He says he's not dead, and then she's going to shoot him. But obviously, there's no bullets in. So he gives her a whack with the poker, and then the door opens. There we go. He opens the door, and all the gardening equipment's there again, floating in the air, and they all get the witch, and the shears come and chop her head off. There we go. Chopped her head off. A bloodless decapitation. And then music starts playing, a song starts playing. That's why we're seeing this text. Basically, he's taking the witch out now to bury her in the garden. There we go, he gets her head in a carrier bag. In it goes. And now he's going to drag the rest of the body down, starts digging a hole. And this is where we now meet Tanya again, Mary Stavin, just using his swimming pool. Just willy-nilly. She says, "Oh, I used to use it when your aunt lived here. I hope it's okay." And he goes, "Oh, yeah." But she says, "What are you doing?" "I'm digging a hole." It says it's a sapling, but then the witch's hand comes out and starts grabbing hold of him, and he's got to cover that up. And she's no peripheral vision whatsoever. But he says, "I'm a bit busy." And anyway, it's like she's coming on to him, but she's not. I hate her character in this. She's a horrible woman. But she said, "We should get together soon." He goes, "Oh, absolutely." And she said, I know when a man wants to work and when a man wants to play." So anyway, so off she goes. And then he beats up this again. There's actually Kane Hodder's in there. Kane Hodder is the stunt supervisor. Kane Hodder's most famous for playing Jason Voorhees in, I think, 4 Friday the 13th films. And he also played Victor Crowley in the Hatchet films. And other stuff he's done as well. But he's the stunt supervisor on this film, and he's in there with a motorbike helmet on. And he said to William Catt, "Just hit me with the edge, what they call it, the flat of the spade, of the shovel." And I don't think he did, but he was fine. Anyway, so there we go. So this is a funny bit. He gets the axe out, and I just like this this look he gives. And then he's chopped up the witch and buried her all in different bits of the garden. Oh, for Pete's sake. There we go. So he's either got really bad moles or he's chopped her up all in different bits of the garden. Right, so he goes back to the bathroom, and he looks ill there, doesn't he? Doesn't look well, does he, there? He looks like somebody. Phil Cool. He reminds me of Phil Cool. If you don't know Phil Cool, look him up. He was a British comedian in the 80s or the 90s, maybe both. Who had a famously rubber face. He was one of these comedians that pulled faces. But it looks like him in that image. Anyway, right, so resting again now, having a breather. Going out looking at the pool. Oh, I hears a noise. Sees Harold's dog has dug up one of the hands and runs off with it. And he's going to try and chase it in his car, but he hasn't got the keys, so he's looking for the keys. He has done some writing. Look, he's printed it all out and written AK-47 for some reason. I don't know why. Look, can't find his car keys. Then there's a knock at the door, and there she is, looking all lovely. She says, "Are you ready to play?" And then she dumps her son on him. Hang on, is it going to show him? This is my son, Robert, little juggy-head freak. It's actually Steve Miner's son, the director's son. So, it's basically saying, this is Robert, he loves to play. Could you babysit for me? Basically. And she won't take no for an answer. She doesn't give him a chance. Robert goes running off, by the way. We notice that he's got the hand on his back. So he's going running after him, is Roger. And he finally collars him, puts him in got him in a cupboard somewhere. Where is it? There we go. Puts him in this cupboard. He's trying to get the hand off. And poor kid is actually genuinely crying. And William Catt said in the commentaries, I felt awful. So I felt, you were actually genuinely crying with poor Robert. Because he was only like 5-year-old or something. And he was actually crying. And I looked over to the director, to his dad. And he was saying, "It's great, keep going." So the director didn't care that his son was crying. And he cries again later. But anyway, he gets the hand off. He has to bite it. For Pete's sake. There we go. He ends up biting the hand and to get it off. And puts it in the toilet. And that's it. They've got an amazing flush on this toilet. So he flushes it. There you go. And down it goes. There you go. Down it goes. A big, massive hand. Better bloody flush than my toilet, I tell you. Don't have to use the toilet brush or anything. But down it goes. Obviously, it's not a real toilet. In the commentary, they said they felt sorry for the fella underneath, with the rubber hand on, getting all water down his back. But anyway. Right, so they've got rid of that hand. Bring him out. Said, "Oh, it's okay. Just needed to go potty, but he's fine now." And then says, "Will you babysit for me?" She don't tell us why. Where's she going? What's she doing? Don't know. But she won't take no for an answer. He's trying to say, "No, I can't. I'm busy." But no, she just dumps him on him. Dumps Robert on him. And says, "Right, I'll be back later. Thank you. Bye." Says this. Where is it? What is it? This weird line. Where is it? Oh, it's in here, is it? Where is it? Oh, it might be later on when she picks him up. No, it's that one. It's that like the weird line.
You're such a good-looking, nice man.
You're such a good-looking, nice man. What? What's that supposed to mean? Anyway, so she dumps Robert on him. So he's got to look after this kid now while she's out, probably, I don't know, being a prostitute or something. I don't know. Speaking of prostitutes, we're watching Sandy, his wife, in her show, which is called Resort, with great dialogue. "My sister is an only child and you abused her." Then he's saying, "I can't hide the fact that I've been a male prostitute my entire life." I think it's like, "Your sister paid me $2,000 to spend the night with her." Great dialogue. Anyway, poor Robert's crying, genuinely crying again. They took his orange juice off him to make him cry. Tell you, mind your kid. But anyway, he said, "Come on, shall we go play? Would that like something to play with? How about a nice plastic bag?" He ad-libbed. Oh, pardon me. He ad-libbed that. He keeps looking off screen. Look, he's looking for his parents. Obviously, cruel father, the director's just saying, "Keep going." They don't crank them these days, but anyway. Right, so we're going to watch TV. There we go. And he falls asleep, does Robert. There we go. He's got tired eyes. He puts him off to sleep. And he carries on his book and has another flashback. And we're gonna see Ben get shot here, I think. Is it this way? Yeah, we see Ben get shot. We're going to see the outcome of that later. All right, he goes round, sees Robert's disappeared. So he's got to go looking for Robert now. So we see another monster, or a pair of monsters. It goes through. No, where is it? There we go. We see him just disappearing into a room with a weird creature, and then we get another glimpse of another one. A terrifying face. It's stuff of nightmares, isn't it? But off it goes, and it's they're pulling poor Robert up the chimbley. There he is. They see him. Hang on, let's go back again. Tell you, the skip on this is weird. There he is. They've got him pulling him up the chimbley. So Roger grabs hold of him. There they are. Weird, aren't they? Why they're doing this, I don't know. But obviously, Roger gets him back, and there we go. They all fall down. They're all mucky. So he's got him in the bath. So they're having fun in the bath, and then she's back now from her whatever she's been doing, and apparently he's had a great time as Robert. He says it was nice to me. He doesn't say, "Mummy, there's monsters in Roger's house." He doesn't say any of that. But anyway, so off they go. Nearly midnight now, because he's asked Harold to come over with some beers, and he's told him he wants to watch a movie with him. He says, "I didn't really call you over to see a movie." You remember the other day when I said I saw a ghost? It wasn't a ghost. It was a raccoon, and it's in the closet. I said, it's as big as a St. Bernard. And he goes, "Oh, Cujo the raccoon." Although the subtitle there says Cup. It's Cujo. So he says what he wants to do is to use this harpoon, Josh Temple, to get it. And we've got to kill it because it's getting up through the roof and feeding and then coming back and building a nest. And he's going to open the door at exactly 12 o'clock. Midnight, obviously. So, and this is where we see that it's not all in his mind, because Harold sees it as well. So he opens the door. There we go. The monster comes out. The war demon. So he's beating it. He says, "Shoot him, Harold." He's like, "Ah!" So anyway, Harold does shoot it. In a minute. He gets out of the way. There we go. Harold shoots it. There we go. He says, "Shoot it again." I can't. The line's attached. It's attached to a fishing line. So anyway, there we go. Roger gets caught on the fishing line, gets dragged in, and Harold's got to hold on. He says, don't worry, Roger. If letting go will be the last thing I do," or something like that. What does he say now? I've forgotten. "I'll hold on to you if it's the last thing And then he obviously disappears. There you go. Do. So, Roger's been pulled through the Vietnam jungle. Harold's trying to reel him in with the fishing line. Obviously, it doesn't work. And so Roger's in Vietnam now. Vietnam of the Vietnam War. Vietnam now. Dunno. But anyway, we're seeing what happened with Ben for some reason. There's Ben. So is this a flashback or is he actually seeing it? I'm not exactly sure. Is this the Roger that's just been pulled? I don't know what's going on. There you go. Ben's saying, "Finish me off." If they get hold of me, it's a bit like the end of Wild Geese, isn't it? But he says, "No, I can't kill you. I'm going to go get help." So there you go. Says that there. There's no. But then the Viet Cong grab him and drag him off into the jungle, and he says, "I'll get you, Roger, if it's the last thing I do." Something like that. Where is it? Yeah, "I swear, I'll get you for this. I swear I will." So this is the inciting moment of all Roger's problems now. And then he sees that the door there, that magic door that's opened up. So he goes running through. There we go. He's back again. Next morning, it looks it's all light. And poor Harold's laid there with the poker and a bottle of Jack Daniels. Got through all the beers, all the beer cans. He's got through all them. Been reading his book again as well, Blood Dance. And reading some comics as well. Anyway, says, "Harold, it's me." Anyway, Harold's not worse for wear, so he takes Harold home, leaves him on the couch. And this is the last we see of Harold. We don't see Harold again for the rest of the film. What happens to him? No idea. We don't see him again. I presume, I don't know, will they think it didn't happen? Drug-induced, booze-induced haze, and thought it were all a bad dream. Don't know, because it doesn't tell us. Roger goes back to the house, and he's having a think about what to do. And then he remembers the painting with the oily rag or whatever it is over part of it. And he goes down to check on it, and there we go. He sees that his son is in the bathroom cabinet. So he goes running upstairs, and obviously his son's not in there. He opens it up. This is like one of these one-shots that I were on about earlier on. But he opens the bathroom cabinet. Hang on, I've missed it. Has he opened it yet? Gone, one up. There we go. He opens it. Stuff in there. Closes it. We don't cut away, and he just picks up a stool or whatever it is and just chucks it into the cabinet. There we go. And we see there's a big hole now. It's obviously behind. We're getting rid of everything. It's just obviously it's in the studio, and they just used black background, haven't they? So there's a big thing there now. So it looks outside. This is actually in a studio as well. It's not in the actual house. This is in a studio. They built a wall. I think they built the roof as well in the studio, because there's a bit later on where we see him on the roof, and you can tell they're not roof tiles that's on the roof. It's like, I don't know, lino or whatever, you know. But anyway, right. So he goes back to the cabinet, and a tentacle comes out and grabs him, which they film in reverse. Don't film it in reverse, but they hold the camera upside down and film it. When you put it back through the right way up, it does it in reverse, or something like that, isn't it? That's what they did with that, to make it look as though this tentacle were grabbing hold of him. And Justin says, when in doubt, throw something at it. Yes, that's what should do. Anyway, so things are coming out of the bathroom cabinet now, trying to grab hold of him. There's hands and everything. Look, scary hands grabbing hold of him. But luckily, he's got a cutthroat razor. Oh, pardon me, Italian. It's bloody burping. Because we've all got cutthroat razors, haven't we, these days? I mean, he's got a regular razor there, look. Anyway, so he's cutting away at it, and they'll let him go. So he's got a plan. Here we go. He grabs a rope, throws it through. He's got the shotgun and a flashlight. And he's lowering himself down. There we go. And we're going to see a monster, a stop-motion monster, which is quite cool. I think Dream Quest, you know, the special effects house did this creature, which reminds me of a creature from like Evil Dead 2 or whatever. There we go. There it is. A nice stop-motion creature. There you go. It grabs his shotgun and flies off with it. He has a little tussle and it flies off with it, and then it comes back and it does a little flip of the shotgun when it comes back. Is it coming? You can hear it. Look, there it comes. There we go. Little flip of the shotgun and blows. Don't shoot him, but shoots the rope, so he falls. And apparently they didn't tell him to do the flipping the shotgun. They did that just for fun, and obviously the producers loved it. Anyway, so it shot the rope, shoots the rope. Boom, there we go. And down he falls. Hey. Into water. This is another location. This is actually an exterior, and it shows the wide shot. Or is it not yet? No, it's not yet. Oh, it might be. I don't know. No, not yet. I think he's supposed to be in the swimming pool now, I think. And he thinks it's his son, Jimmy, fighting with monsters underwater. Or monsters have grabbed him. And there's supposed to be the film was supposed to end with him rescuing Jimmy from these underwater monsters. But they ditched that and went another way. So now he's just swimming down. Originally he was swimming down to save Jimmy, but now he's just swimming down. He comes back up here. And this is an exterior, and I can't remember where they said it was, and it doesn't tell us in the IMDb filming locations, but it is an exterior somewhere. And it was really cold, apparently. Can it get cold in California? Don't know, but I don't know where it is, I forgot. But that tree doesn't look real, does it? It looks like a fake tree, but maybe it's not, I don't know. Anyways, pop back up. I think he's in Vietnam again. Yes, he is. And then he sees Jimmy in a cage. He says, "Oh, I found you." I don't know how long he's been there. It doesn't. I don't think it tells us how long. Does it say in the plot description? Doesn't say. No, doesn't say how long it's been since Jimmy disappeared, and he got divorced from his wife, and then his aunt dies, and then he gets the house. It doesn't tell us how much time's passed. Anyway, oh blimey! Thank you, Justin. The $3 super sticker. I don't know what it is. What is it? It's it's a thumbs up, saying top. Thank you very much. Hugely appreciated. Hugely appreciated. Right, where were we? Anyway, yeah, so he's got to get him out of this cage. We learn that Ben has put him in the cage because Ben has come back from the dead. There he is. Starts shooting at him. They're back in the water again. That's where he was supposed to be fighting the underwater monsters, but they ditched that. Probably too expensive. No, thank you again. Anyway, so they pop back up. There we go, back up in the pool. Yay! Everything's great. He's got his son back. Yay! The end. We can go now. Obviously, that's not the end. Right. They'll go back in the house, and there's a knock on the door, and there we go. There's Scary Ed. I don't know what they call him. Does he have another name? By the way, this isn't... When we see... not Ed, Ben. I keep calling him Ed because he looks like Eddie from Iron Maiden. Ben. Skeleton Ben, I think they call him. This isn't Richard Moll. He's just doing the voice as Richard Moll. Skeleton Big Ben is played by Kurt Wilmot. Because they said that in the commentary, they were saying they've got this really thin man. The thin man is about 6'9" or something like that tall. Really thin. And I was thinking, I wonder if it was... I'm blanking on his name now. Doug Jones. I was thinking, I wonder if it's Doug Jones, but it's Kurt Wilmot. Really thin. He had like 0% body fat, and they were saying it actually hurt him when they put the prosthetics and stuff on, because some of the prosthetics apparently were quite hard, plastic or whatever, and they were really, rubbing against his 0% body fat body. But anyway. So he's in there. So obviously this isn't Richard Moll. He's just doing the voice, but you can see his actual mouth inside there when it shows him talking. Hang on. There we go. See if we get a view. You can see his mouth and his teeth moving up and down. So this is what he's saying. You took my kid. He says yes. It's for revenge and all that. They tortured him for weeks. He's going to show it again. There you go. You can see his real mouth inside. There you go, his teeth. He's got teeth. He's got two mouths. He's an alien. But anyway, 1985. There's no choice. And then Roger says, I would have died for you, Ben. Well, now's your chance. So obviously, he wants him to pay. Tells Jimmy to get out of the house, go get help, and he'll draw Big Ben away. So anyways, here he comes, chasing Roger around the house. As Jimmy tries to get out, but he can't. He can't get out, apparently, could Jimmy. The medicine cabinet's healed itself. Or the house has healed it. So he climbs out. Big Ben chases after, shoots through the bathroom door. And this is where he climbs up onto the roof. And I don't think this is the actual roof of the house. I think they've built this in a studio, because these tiles don't look like tiles, do they? Even they show them close up as well. But we do get there. We go. They're not roofing tiles, are they? Somebody carpet or whatever, isn't it? Or linoleum or something. Or a tarpaulin painted. I don't know. But then we get this wide shot. So maybe it's a special effect composite. I don't know. Or maybe they just covered the real roof up. I don't know. It looks cool. Anyway. Anyway, he gets back in the house. There we go. But it just ends up being chased again by Big Ben. Chasing him. And he pulls his arm off. Roger pulls Ben's arm off, starts hitting him with the arm, and he just grabs it back and reattaches it. and he goes through this door for some reason, and but I say for some reason, it just leads to a cliff edge. There you go. Cool matte painting, whoever he is. But won't know what's happened to the rest of the house. But obviously that's not what's really happened in real life. But whatever. And he's dangling there. This is a blue screen, and they actually did film. That's an actual, cliff edge somewhere in California. I can't remember where they said, but they filmed. They filmed William Catt above a blue screen. But anyway, Big Ben's going to try and standing on his fingers, and but Roger gets his belt off and makes a cool loop. There we go, and there we go. Does a cool loop with his belt and gets Big Ben on the hand and pulls him over. There we go. So Big Ben falls down. They actually did film that at this location. They threw a dummy off into the sea. The effects are pretty good for this. They're pretty cool practical effects for this, aren't they? Pretty cool for the time and the budget. Remember, it's 1985. It's its 40th anniversary, isn't it? Today is the 40th anniversary of Life Force being released, by the way. But I don't know when was this released. December 6th, 1985. So that's its 40th anniversary. Anyway, but he thinks that's the end of Big Ben. He pulls himself up, and there we go. Goes back in, and there's Big Ben again. He's got hold of Jimmy. They go, I'm going to kill yourself, or kill your little boy unless you kill yourself. And no, Daddy. But and he chops off. There we go. Big Ben chops off Roger's hand. He's going to show it. That's where we learn. This is a bit poo. Chops off Roger's hand. Thud on the floor. Doesn't show it because it's like PG. What is it anyway? It's a 15 certificate. So would there have been a PG? I don't know what certificates you had in America in 1985. Well, they're a PG-13 yet. But I don't think it'd have been R-rated, would it? Because it's not gory or anything. Anyway, we see his hand get chopped off. But then he just looks and his hand's fine because he's not scared of Big Ben anymore. It's a bit like Freddy Krueger, isn't it? When she turns his back on him, he loses all his power. Big Ben's lost all his power. So Big Ben can't kill him, and he just grabs Jimmy, takes Big Ben had a grenade on his belt, takes that off, pulls the pin, shoves it up into his chest cavity. There you go, like so. And out he goes. Says, so long, sucker. And Big Ben explodes and sets the house on fire. Justin says, I think PG-13 just came out. Oh, in 84, 85. Cool. Does it say on here? Does it say on IMDb, Wikipedia? Whew, crikey. No, it doesn't say. So, right. Anyway, the house is on fire now. So, we're nearly at the end of the film. This is Sandy arriving. The real Sandy arriving now. We see the house is on fire. I'm presuming that's a model. We do see Harold again. I forgot we do see him again. He comes round at the end. Sees the house on fire. But out comes Roger with Jimmy. There we go. Jimmy goes running to his mum. There we go. They're all happy. And Roger's smiling. There we go. And that's the end. And the house is burning down. Even though I think we see it again in House 2. Obviously, the fire brigade must come and put it out. And there we go. They're all smiling. And then the film ends. Just like that. Cool film is House. I really love it. I don't think I've seen House 4. I've seen House 2 and 3. I've got the box set here, but I haven't had it long. So I don't think I've ever seen House 4. House 3's got nothing to do with the House series, has it? I don't think it's even in the same house, is it? But anyway. But House, cool film. I say, started a little franchise of 4 movies. It is a lot of fun. And I say it's on... I think it's on Amazon. I think. I've forgotten. It's in the description where you can see it, at least in the UK. Oh, blimey. Justy says, I think it was PG-13. More than likely. Because I think there's some bad language in it. There's, MF, I think there's that in it. But there's no, like, gore in it, because, it's like cartoon violence in it. Oh, pardon me, it's bloody burping, doing my head in. But anyway, so there we go. That's the end of House 1. It is a lot of fun. It is a good film. I'd be interested to see, if they kept it as just a straight up horror, like it was originally written by Fred Decker, a straight up horror film. I wonder what that would have been like. Would it have been as good? I don't know. Maybe not. Because the creatures in it are kind of comedy, Muppet style creatures. They're not particularly scary looking, are they? They're cool, but anyway, whatever. I know what I'm talking about. Right, so we're all done and dusted. We will leave it there. Have I worked out what next week's film's going to be? I can't remember. Have I set it up? I can't remember what I've done. Not that one. Oh, yes, we have. Right, so what's coming up next? On Monday, not tomorrow, Saturday tomorrow, isn't it? On Monday, for Magnificent Mondays, we're doing Cliffhanger with Sylvester Stallone. That should be fun. And then on Friday, for next week's Friday Night Appointment with Fear, I said last week we were going to do Shadow of the Vampire, didn't I? But I don't think I'm going to. I watched it and it's a great film. I did enjoy it. But I don't think it's a horror film. So I might do it on Magnificent Mondays one day. But I didn't think it was particularly horrific. So anyway, so next Friday we're doing Final Destination 3. So that should be fun. I've set up another one as well and I forgot what it is for the week after. Because it's an anniversary. What anniversary is it? It's a 40th, 50th, 40th. I can't remember. I can't remember what I've... Have I got it here? Oh, I haven't got it. Never mind. Can't remember. Never mind. Right, we'll leave it there. I'm going to go and burp some more into the night. Oh dear. So, good movies, but Shadow is good. It is good, but I didn't think it was like a horror film. Because obviously it's the making of... I've got it here, look. I've got it on DVD there. Like the making of Nosferatu in it, but with the conceit that Count Orlok, what's his name, Max Schreck, were actually a vampire. But that's it. I didn't think it was particularly horrific or anything. But we might do it one day on Magnificent Mondays, more than likely, because it's not particularly scary, in my opinion. It's more funny. But anywho, just says, hope you feel better soon. Yes, so do I. I felt horrible last night, but not feeling too bad now. I've got these burps and, feeling a little bit delicate. But anyway, hopefully I'll be better by morning. Right, we'll leave it there. Thanks, Justin, for keeping me company. And the $3 super sticker. Thanks for that. And we'll leave it there. So, thanks for watching, wherever you are. Apologies for being 24 hours late. Don't have nightmares. Wherever you are, look after each other. And until next time, I'll see you there.